Good morning, today 166. We'll get here early this morning, it's 7:15. Have a quick look around what the guys did yesterday, because we wasn't around a lot yesterday. A little bit disorganised, so we need to get cleared up today, that's for sure. Morning, Dave. So we have the overhang that you couldn't really see last night in the dark is up. Obviously we've got to pull lines to make sure that it's straight. We've also got to make sure all the jacks are in, tightened up, and as many as we physically can in the space needed. I'm not too sure how many we need. This has all been in and bolted as well, all the way around all four sides as far as I'm aware. It's definitely got all four sides on, and I can see bolts going through the inside here as well. So bolts going through here all the way around, bolts going around here all around the inside. So apart from the rebar in here and obviously pulling lines and straightening jacks, that's pretty much done in here. We've got the same here as well. Half of the building is actually bolted around the side. So this side here has been panelled and bolted, and this side here has been panelled and bolted as well, but we haven't finished off the other half. So we've got half of this side and half of the other side, and the full back, the road side, to be done. Shite everywhere. So as you can see, the scaffolding's up. We need to make sure we now take this boxing all the way down the other side of the building. So we're going to need to look at what material we have today and make sure we've got enough to finish that off, because we are pouring tomorrow. So today really should have been snagging and should have been pulling the lines on the roof to ensure we get the flows for the water and the gutters right. But at the moment it's like we're going to be still installing formwork, which is not ideal. So today we've got to get everyone together and make a plan. We've got to pull lines in here to make sure that we ensure there's no sagging here. We've got to do the same in here as well, although the line has been pulled in here once. I'm not too sure if the whole roof's been done, so we need to make sure all lines are pulled in this side and next door, and make sure all jacks are in place. And then we can go over the pour, which will be tomorrow. But the main thing is, say, the concrete company need us to make sure that the actual lines upstairs are marked out. So it's guides that they would pour concrete and smooth to ensure that water runs to certain drains and gutters and stuff like that. So on top of that, the front overhang will be 8 inches and the back of the roof will be 6 inches. So we need to go from an 8 to 6 inch. And obviously they can't guesstimate that, so we've got to try and give them guides to ensure that's done. The foyer was finished off, although the outside formwork hasn't been done. So again, jacks are all in, the ceiling is in. Again, same thing, pull lines, make sure there's no sagging, and also any light that we can see, which is a lot of light, we've got to try and come up with a solution to ensure that no water pours through. Things like that, you know, a box not done, it just takes 2 seconds to do that. I'm not too sure why the guys would physically see it and not do it. So anything we can see where there's light, you know, there's light coming through that main column there. These boards aren't too bad because they're brand new, so we can actually get out there today and duct tape that. Duct tape, obviously, as soon as you pour the concrete on top, it should hold it, but obviously the gap can't be too wide, and there's a lot of wide gaps. I thought the guys would have finished off this yesterday. We're meant to be doing the grease trap, so those blocks turned up yesterday, but for some reason they still haven't finished that. So we need to get that done today. We need to get these marled up to height, and then we can get the pipe work, get the plumber to run the pipe work into it. We also need the plumber to make sure that all of these gutters or pipe works are extended to ensure that we can pour. That's where we are so far. Let's see how the day pans out. 20 to 1, day before the big pour. We are a little bit behind. We've had a few material delays, a bit of rain. So I thought I'd just take you around to show you where we are. Front of the building was left yesterday half boxed. So we've got quite a bit of boxing to physically finish off. And I've just been informed that the rebar boys are behind, which is not ideal. Staircase has been unboxed. Seems a bit weird seeing a staircase up in the air like that with no support. So let's test her out. Will she be able to take all of my 11 stone? Seems okay. So on the main floor we've had a team of carpenters not turn up again today. These boys seem to just do their price work and just jack whenever they want. My team, as they say. And I've been at Coinman's today. Bad experience. Been really, really good. The pro boys down there have been really good. Made an order, meant to have been delivered yesterday, wasn't delivered. Assured me it was going to be delivered this morning, so I thought I'd go down there just double check. Went down there, no one knew of anything about it, so I got there at 7:30. 10:30, I leave with my truck full of lumber because they've not done what they should have done. And then when I get to the gate, covered in sweat after loading up my truck, the guy wouldn't let me leave Coinman's without a mask. He wouldn't open the barrier and let me drive out without putting my mask on. Can you believe that? So after 2.5 hours of waiting patiently, my head semi-exploded. So that set me back 2.5 hours of my day, and then has made me pretty pissed off the last 2 hours. But anyway. So, the boxing on the main house is pretty much finished, but the rebar boys are behind. So this building apparently is nearly finished. I'm assuming the actual rebar is done on this building, but the rebar on that building is not. We have to be completely done today in order to pour concrete tomorrow morning. But the material I bought back, we had the ply anyway, so I've got all the actual 2x4s. I've had them all pretty much pre-cut. The guys are now making the trays. So we have, 2 here, 3 here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 trays. 9 trays. I thought they would have made more than that. I think we need 12 or 14. So I need the guys finishing up all of this and then getting out the front to start installing these boxes. So they need to be put on the outside of the building, and like here, there needs to be a 4x2 batten, if you like, put onto the wall at the bottom. The trays then sit on top, and then the 4x2 goes on the front with the bolt going through the front of it. And as you can appreciate, that also means you have to duplicate that on the inside. So like here, you have another 4x2 on the inside and bolts going through that as well. So nice of them to go drilling double holes in my expensive treated 2x4. Screws and nails everywhere as always. But anyway, there's the timber that's going to be for the tops. We'll probably have to use a lot of that, obviously, to go on the outside to be bolted through. This side shouldn't need that, but this side will. So we're going to have to take that all the way down that side, all the way along the front of the building on the other side, and all the way down the side to finish off halfway. So I would say we probably need 4 trays on that side. No, it's a lie, what I'm talking about. So they're 8 foot and there's 20 foot. So it's 8, 16, 24. So there's probably going to be 5 a side. So there's 5 on that side. There's going to be 2 on that side because I've already done 3. And there's going to be the 10 over there. So I'm probably going to be putting in around about 17 trays. And then all the associated bolts, washers, to get that finalised off. But the main issue is the guys upstairs getting the rebar sorted out. So even if we get the actual formwork sorted, guys don't actually get the rebar sorted, then we're not pouring. So yeah, I've asked the rebar company to get a few more people here as soon as possible, and we're not going home until that's done. So that message has got through to the boss. Fingers crossed he acts on it appropriately and we get the relevant people here to get that done. At the same time that happening, we are still out here doing manholes. So we've had a manhole over here started. We've had this one finished off. We've also had the doorway in here extended. So it's meant to be a double door, so I think you can see that. So it was a single door at one point. It's now a double door. So we've had that broken out. Still got to finish off the actual the septic tank as well. So again, I need that drill, but Carol Williams, who owns Williams Equipment, passed away during the week apparently. So at the moment they're not fully operational at the moment through that issue. So anyway, I'm just waiting for phone calls back on that. But anyway, that's where we are so far, so I'll take you through the building in a second. So inside, the guys have actually started looking at daylight and removing it, which is good. For example, there was light there through there. There was light through there, there was light through there. That's all boxed up now, which is good. So anywhere they can physically see daylight, they're just trying to make sure that relevant boxing's in. Boxing around there has now been finished off. See a bit of daylight through there, but that's not a lot we can do about that. Probably going to have to just fill it with a bit of fixer foam, that one. Because again, that beam, that's a big beam to pour, so obviously that will leak straight through, so we need to get that fixer foamed. understood people that sleep on the job. Never slept during the day in my life. Okay, what else? Yeah, again, light there, look. Light on the side, light up the top. So anywhere we can see light, we need to be getting up there either with fixer-foam, duct tape, and trying to make sure we can see that. In here, this side, we've had new panels put up, so there's very little space in between. But here, where we start having connections, I mean, look, that is a good 12 to 15 mil there, look. Not good. So anywhere in here, we can see in and around pipework coming through, where's daylight through gaps, or general daylight through holes that have been cut. We need to make sure we get sealed. That's one thing we need to do. The other thing we need to do is make sure the lines are pulled in here, just to ensure that the jacks are at the height they need to be. That's something else we need to do. Things like that need to be boxed up. Otherwise, when we pull, that will actually leak, as will this one here, both sides. Again, up there, daylight. Again, hole in the daylight up there. Daylight on the front beam. So yeah, not disastrous. A few things that do need to be sorted out quickly. We also need to be putting in up here, and this is the linen room. There needs to be an extractor for the dryer that goes out the wall there. And also in the kitchen area, we're going to be having, just where these conduits are, is where the actual units will be, and the hob will be pretty much where I'm standing now, actually. So again, up on the ceiling, we'll have to take straight through that beam there, a minimum 4-inch pipework to go through that formwork, and both of those have got to go straight through the other side and come out into this hallway. So we've got to come out that wall there and also go through that wall there, because that is where the external flue will be for both. So that's another thing we need to do. Other than that, it is just literally getting up there and duct taping and cleaning off anything that we can see that has got holes. Because as and when we pour concrete in here, it's just going to leak through. Obviously, we'll get sand up here anyway and a few wheelbarrows. So as and when they're pouring anything that comes through, we can start putting sand down. But this is about trying to prevent rather than dealing with it when it's happening. If we don't do something, there's loads going to come through, so we know that. But anyway, other than that, the outside manholes have been dealt with, so I'll show you those. So we have the grease trap now in, and it's been scratch coated. The scaffolding has been moved around, ready to go up. And obviously we're going to have to start doing those at some stage, but at the moment this is all about roof for now. It's good that they're going on, but not essential at the moment. If anything, we need to be able to have freedom of movement in and around the jacks. So the more pipe work and everything we run in here, the harder it will become. So that's it for that. Rebar boys are having a bit of an issue. They are behind, but apparently they're going to be sending another few boys here. So I think it's going to be a late night for them. As you can see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 cages laying on the floor there that haven't even installed yet. So their roof is definitely behind. Plenty of time to get this done. So we need to make sure that we all pull together, and tonight will be a late one. That is definitely for sure. So anyway, apart from that, that's where we are. I'll update you throughout the day. We're actually putting the front formwork up. Most of it's been made already. The guys are putting it up without actually putting any form of 2x4 battering on there, so it's now holding on. Tyson in the house, as always. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 here. Mission, absolute mission. So we got 10 to go along the front of here. So 4-foot formwork is quite big, quite heavy. It's nearly 2 bits of 2x4 plus a ply sheet. So as you can appreciate, it's got some weight on it. So we've got to do 10 all the way along here, and then we've also got to run 5 along the side. So we've got to run 5 along the side here as well. And then there's also got to be another 2 to 3 on the other side as well to finish off. So that's the main problem we have with the formwork. But then on top of the roof, we've also got the rebar boys that are falling behind as well. So they've actually sent another 3 people. So hoping that they can actually get this finished off. If they don't, we're in big time poo. So anyway, people are on it, people know what they've got to do, and we're not going home until it's done, that's for sure. Cannot afford to be in a situation where the concrete boys turn up tomorrow and we're not ready. So we have to get this finished. So fingers crossed it'll be done. Okay, so up on the roof. We are up on the roof. Let me show you around. We still have quite a bit of work to do. Rebars to a certain extent is all done here. We've got to finish that side. The overhang at the front is nearly done, but they've got to drop the beams in. And they've still got to do the actual hallway over the road as well. So over there, as far as the road's complete. Here is not so complete at this present time, and there's a few bars that need to be trimmed on the side as well. So, a few stuff that's not needed needs to be taken down. George is trimming some of the actual guttering, trying to get that done properly. And tomorrow what we've got to try and do is make sure that we have all of the flows where they need to be. At the front we need to be at 8-inch, and back here we need to be coming down to 6-inch, so that we actually get the flow of water running backwards off of here back to here to the 3 gutters. So that's going to be a reasonably unique thing to do. They pull lines as far as I'm aware, so we'll see how that works. This is the very top of the floor downstairs. And this is where the beams are. There's a beam that's got to be built through here and connects to there. There's the beam downstairs. This beam here, I assume, is the one that's actually down on the swimming pool. It's laying on the pool area, if I show you. Down there, so it's probably that one there, I would have thought. Here's the beam downstairs, the big 4-foot beam, and this is the overhang. I don't think I've actually ever seen, let alone bought, so much steel in my life. So tomorrow we are going to be pouring this, so fingers crossed it'll go as swimmingly as possible. Okay, so 20 to 6. Oh, unfortunately, we didn't have the day we thought we were going to have. That's the formwork. That's the bit that hasn't been done. So far we've got a massive chunk missing. And we've got all the side missing as well. And then we've actually got so we're losing a bit of light obviously because everyone's gone. So we are ready to pour, as far as I'm aware, that building there. All of that there is pretty much done. We've got the boxing made, waiting to go up. More boxes here. But the rebar is nowhere near finished. And the boxing still hasn't been installed around the building. So on this side of the building, right round to that side of the building, we still don't have the boxing up. I'm not too sure what was taking so long. It literally is 7.5 inches from the top. They measure it on a line, and then they just literally drill it, screw it into the wall, and then they actually put some drill holes through it with bars through. But we've only done 4. So I'm not too sure why, but the concrete is coming at 9 o'clock tomorrow, so we're gonna have to get them straight into this building here, and then we're gonna have to get them onto the roof after that. So I asked the guys to stay late and help me get the scaffolding down, etc., but they wouldn't have had to do that, so that's a bit of a shame. So me and Beckles and David, thank you very much. We stayed late and took the scaffolding down, but some of the planks are all screwed together, so we're gonna have to do the rest of that tomorrow. So we're gonna get in early tomorrow morning and move the scaffolding along, so where the 4 boxes were, we're going to have to then move the scaffolding down and erect it again so they can actually get up and do the rest of it. But we literally have, if we get here at 7 tomorrow morning, we've got 2-3 hours at an absolute push. That's if the concrete guys bear with us, i.e. they focus on this building first and then they can come over to here. We've got 3 hours to literally get all the box work in, fixed and done. If not, I'm going to have a lot of concrete coming, which is going to be going off very quickly, and I will be a very, very unhappy person. So we do actually have 1, 2, 3. There's 3 towers sitting here doing nothing. So we're going to erect those around the side tomorrow morning. So I'm not too sure why they're sitting there doing nothing at all. We had 3 small towers erected on the front of the building, which you would have seen on the video. Let me spin it. Sorry, the flash isn't working. There you go. So we had this wood coming out of here, creating this beaming, and then we had boxes all over it. So there was 3 towers along here. So what they should have been doing was moving along, disassembling that box, re-erecting it here, and moving it along. But they didn't. So they literally stayed here. So I've got absolutely no idea what happened. But if they finished that corner, they could have literally just, say, disassembled that and reassembled it here and then moved along. By the time they moved along, they could have disassembled the next part, and next part, and next part. But for some reason, they didn't do it. But anyway, on a positive note, we have got the some of the external walls on the manholes have been plastered. This one, for some reason, doesn't have the back wall done. I'm not too sure why. But yeah, the pipe work, obviously from here, from the main house, there's pipe work that's going to be coming in from this wall here, probably. So there's a bathroom drainage coming here somewhere, which they haven't done as yet. So it's going to come out of here all the way along into here. Then this one's going to come into here as well. And then they're going to run straight down beside that one and connect straight in. And this one's going to come out and connect into this one, and they're all going to run down that way. So they're pretty much on the backbone at the moment, but the masons, whilst they've had nothing to do, have erected them and plastered them. Then we're going to have to fill them with marl and then compact that down and then do the benching inside. So yeah. Hi, how are you? You all right?
Yeah,
good. So we've got to take all this together down tomorrow and erect that down this side. So it still won't reach the very end, but I think if we actually come in here and take some of the towers that are laying around doing nothing, which I did say there was towers, and they said there wasn't. There's one in that corner over there, which is doing nothing. There's one out there doing nothing. There's one in the corner over there doing nothing. That's 3. We could erect quite easily out there. There is one in here as well, but they are using it to get upstairs. But again, we've got a very tall ladder. So there's no reason why we can't, again, take that down. That's a 2-tier. Get that erected around here. And then not have to move scaffolding so much. But anyway, the disappointing thing is that I asked the guys to stay late just for an hour, just to undo the scaffolding and re-erect it so that the guys could start tomorrow morning straight away. And their attitude was, we want loads more money. So, very disappointing. I know everyone works for money, not for love, but at the same time, when you're all at one big team and you've got a big job on, yeah, sometimes you have to sort of, you have to pull together. But Andy Green and Pedro, you always watch this, very disappointing. But David, fair play to you, you stayed and we got it done in what, 20 minutes? Not even that. So a job share would have been better, it could have been 10. But anyway, you can't change people's behaviour towards how they see their team colleagues, can you? But anyway, tomorrow's another day. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll get things done so that we don't actually hold up the concrete, don't cause loads of problems and loads of fines. If we do, that's another deal we'll have to contend with tomorrow. But anyway, over and out for today.